you guys, and welcome back to another episode of Mental Health with Megan. Today I'm here with my friend and content creator Lisa Marie, and she is going to introduce herself and tell us a little bit about what she does.
So, hi everyone, I'm Lisa Marie. I'm a millennial mom, 6 kids.
Wow.
Yep. We're like the modern day Brady Bunch. I
Yeah.
literally have 3 with my husband. He has 3 from a previous.
Wow.
Yep. And then I'm a social media manager, freelance. I started my own business during COVID, and I really enjoyed doing that.
Nice, yeah. A lot of people, I think COVID was what kicked a lot of people to start their own business.
Yeah.
But that's
Everybody
good.
had a lot of time.
Everybody had way too much time, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's good. You know, it took a lot of people to kind of the next level, so
Yes.
that's exciting. So what made you want to start getting into social media managing?
So, I'm in the era back with like AOL, AIM, MySpace. So my social media career started then. Like
Yeah.
I loved like coding on MySpace, changing my background and all that fun stuff. And I don't know, like I just was always that friend that was like, wait, I gotta get a picture. Wait, I gotta get a video.
Yes,
you know. And during COVID, my friend who is an esthetician, she has a spa, and obviously she was shut down.
Yeah.
Once she was able to get back open, she had mentioned, like, I need help because I want, I want content. I don't have the time.
Yeah.
So she wanted to delegate it to somebody else, and I was like, let me do it, And
Yeah.
then it just kind of took off from there, and I was like, oh, I really enjoy
That's
doing
awesome.
this. Yeah, it's hard to find like a job that you enjoy doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I feel like everybody should enjoy what they do.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. I think it's like a societal thing, like, oh, you have to work a 9 to 5 and you have to do whatever, but you have to do what makes you happy, really, at the end of the day. But yeah, social media is awesome. Like, I've been on it for, like, pretty much like my whole life, like here and there, because I feel like my generation is the first, like, we got Instagram and we started getting Snapchat and TikTok, and then like, now we have it on at our fingertips, like on our phone. So it's crazy that I kind of like grew up with it. But then like, since I was little, I remember like making videos on my mom's like laptop and like, pretending I had a YouTube channel, but like I wasn't allowed to. And and then when I was a teenager, I was like, I really want to start a YouTube channel. I had to like beg my mom. She's like, fine, if you like don't put your name on it, I guess. And now here we are, so thanks Mom for letting me do that.
Yes, good job, Mom.
Yeah, and I've always, like you said, I've always loved like taking videos, everywhere we go, I'm like, I gotta get a picture, I gotta get a video.
Yes.
My boyfriend always makes fun of me for taking a picture of my food, but I'm like, yeah, you gotta do it, phone eats first.
Phone eats first, always.
But yeah, it's really fun, it's enjoyable, so I could see where like, being able to do it for businesses and like managing other people's social media could be really fun and really cool.
Yeah.
And kind of like getting to take a little bit of like the creative part of it and like make it your own and market for these people. That's really awesome.
Thank you.
I asked you that already. Okay. So as a social media manager, you must spend a ton of time on social media, obviously. Not only are you running your own accounts and your business, but you're running social media accounts for all your clients. How does this affect your mental health, and what do you do to prevent it from badly affecting your mental health?
So I would be sitting here and lying to you if I said that I had it all figured out. It's not easy. I find myself on my phone way more than I would like to be.
Yeah.
And I really do, like, one thing that I started this year off with, I had spoke to my husband about it, because even my kids, like, I hate to even say this or admit this because mom shaming is real, but like, my kids are iPad kids. Like, my kids are iPad kids.
It's kind of the generation.
Like, they're, like, sometimes we're eating dinner, like, they might have their iPad in front of them. Before we go to the restaurant, like, I might be giving them.
Yeah, which is
It's
understandable.
just like, I'm sorry, but like,
sometimes,
like, I want my meal hot.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah,
I gotta do what I gotta do.
Yeah.
So, but I started 2025. Now when we sit down and we have dinner as a family, I'm like, no phones, no iPads, everything, which has been really nice.
Yeah.
Because like, we get to talk and interact, So some days though, like I do find myself like scrolling and like, you see what other people are doing and you're like, oh, why aren't I doing that? Or like, how is this mom, like her house is perfect and her kids are perfectly dressed and she's all cute and she's working and she's doing this, like how, you know? So, but you just have to remind yourself that that's not, people of course are going to show all the good. Not a lot of people show the bad.
It's a highlight reel.
But really, you should show that too, because so many people, you'd be surprised, like so many people can relate to that.
Absolutely.
And they want to see that. Because then they're like, oh my gosh, not just me.
It feels so much better. Yeah, comparison is the thief of joy, the killer of joy, so it's hard to, you know, not compare yourself to people on social media. Like, it's really hard, and when it's like shoved in your face all day and you're seeing all these people traveling and doing all these extravagant things and all these influencers on trips, and you're like, you know, I want to do that, and like, why isn't this my life? But, you know, everyone's life is different. You know, it might take you a little longer to get there than versus other people. But that's really cool, like what you do, like helping people with social media, because it's hard to learn and manage, and when you're a business owner, you can only do so much, you can only take on so much, and I feel like if one thing's gotta take like the last little bit of like my energy, it's gonna be social media, you know? I'm like, at the end of the day, if I just did,
always leave that last.
if I just did a million tasks, I'm not gonna go bother to make a reel or whatever, so, I had Lisa Marie come for my 21st birthday and just take videos and stuff, because I was like, I need the content, but I can't decorate and do the content, you know? I mean, like, you can, of course, there's tripods and whatever, but it's just so hard to, like, do two things at once. Multitasking is very hard, and, like, yes, I'm good at it because I'm an event planner and that's, like, a lot of what I do, but it's, like, I don't always want to do it, you know? So it's cool that you get to help people with that, because I know every business owner could use help with it, and if they say that, like, they're like, yeah, no, I'm good, like, I'm killing it on my own, like, they're probably lying. It is a really hard thing to manage. It is really hard, and learning about the algorithms and trying to keep up with every new trend, and everything's always changing. It is really hard, so, like, to have someone who has that insight working for you on your team, I can imagine, is, like, a really helpful thing to have.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got some more questions on my phone. Alright. Can you share a personal experience that significantly shaped your perspective on mental health?
Personal experience. You know what? Becoming a mom. Becoming a mom. That really changed the game for me. I mean, I wouldn't so to say, when I had my first, I wouldn't say that I had postpartum, or at least I don't know, like my doctor never said, or I don't know, but like, you don't realize, and this is what I always tell people, if somebody's expecting their first child, there's nothing that you can say or do to prepare somebody for that. It's something that you just have to experience, you know? So when that happened, when my daughter came, it's a rush of emotions, your hormones are all over, and, you know, I went through ups and downs, you know, of that, and I really wouldn't have been able to get through all that without, you know, my people. You know, my sister is like my right hand, and she, you know, she was there for me, you know, my husband too, but like, that was definitely a big picture, and then I realized, like, wow, there's people out there that really struggle, even way worse than I went through.
I can imagine. That's a very, like, life-changing thing. In the best way possible, of course, you know, like, life-changing, but also, like, you know, you have a beautiful child, you know, it's
and that's another thing that women go through, is like almost like guilt, because you feel like, of course, this is such a happy, great thing happening, but why do I feel like this? You know, why do I feel sad, or I miss, like, being able to just get up and go, but I can't do that anymore. You know?
I always say that, like, you know, someone will never know, like, what you're going through until they go through it, which is very true. And,
it's
like,
very true.
Every case scenario, everything, no one will know unless they have gone through that exact thing.
That's very true.
So, you know, it's hard, but it really, like, it does take a village, you know? And, like, that's the reason my whole podcast is, like, mental health based, and people will be like, oh, but you talk about this, or you talk about that, like, that's not really, like, mental health based, and I'm like, But it really is, because everything goes back to your mental health.
Yes.
You know, if you're not happy or you're really depressed, like your whole life is going to be like out of line. So that's why I always say it doesn't really matter exactly what the topic or who the person is. You know, I talk to so many different people that have corporate jobs, mostly people that are running their own business, because that's what I'm doing, and that's like the people that I want to surround myself with and talk to. But yeah, like being a business owner and managing your mental health and having so much social media involved, and being a mom, it's a lot on your plate, you know. So
yes.
What are some of the ways that you like to decompress or like de-stress?
So one of my top ways, which might be funny, but I like to rot. Like literally, I'd say I got my favorite blanket, I got my drink, soda, my Diet Coke,
absolutely,
my Netflix. Kids are asleep. Like, leave me alone. My kids know when I'm on my spot on the couch with my blanket. That's it. That's it. Leave me alone. I got my shows on. That's one way, and then of course, like taking time for myself. Like, like I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Go get my nails done. Like, go hang out with a friend, or even just like roam the aisles of Target. Like just like
that's like therapy. Like in itself. Yeah, and I always say too, like, people laugh at me because I'm a business owner, but like my phone is on Do Not Disturb like 90% of the time.
And also, you probably get a lot done that way.
I do, yes.
I do that too.
You know, I kind of figure like, people might call me, but you know, they can call me and I'll get back to them when I can.
Yes.
Because people tend to have like a boundary thing where they think they have access to you 24/7, especially with social media, because they don't have to call you to get in touch with you. They can text you, they can message you on Instagram, they can message you on Facebook. So people but like, don't you have to answer calls? And I'm like, yes, but like, I also need to get stuff done.
Right.
So my phone is almost always on Do Not Disturb. My boyfriend's mom was like, is this just because you're like Gen Z and you don't like to answer the phone?
I was like, you only want to text?
I was like, partially, but also because like I need to focus. And it's very easy to get distracted by like ping, 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 and like the phone ringing all day long. It's extremely distracting. Yeah, even when I'm like on TikTok, like posting something, sometimes then like I'll get an Instagram message and like pop over to Instagram, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I was
doing this.
I gotta go finish posting this TikTok. So social media it's hard to like wrap your head around almost. It's crazy that we have this all at our fingertips.
Yes.
And there's always trends, and there's always like something changing, something going on. So I always say too, you have to be really intentional with who you follow and the content that you're taking in, because a lot of influencers and people posting on social media, you know, they're not who they say they are, or they're just posting the highlight reels, the good things, but you never see the behind the scenes. And like, everyone has struggles, you know. Just because they're an influencer doesn't mean their life is perfect and they're not struggling in some way, you know. And like, maybe they're making a lot of money, but like, maybe their life is not what they want it to be. They're just posting on social media because they have to. That's their income. So you have to be careful with what you consume too, which can be hard, you know, because it's all just there. And especially with Instagram, like pushing things on your feed, like certain things, you're like, why am I seeing this? I don't even want to see this, but it's there. Like, now we have very little control of what we see, like what we have there, because I feel like when Instagram first came out, you know, you follow people, you see their posts, and now you have the Explore page and you just see everything.
And sometimes the Explore page can be crazy. Like, I'm like, why is like somebody clipping their toenails? Like, all my weird stuff, right?
Very weird
and
stuff.
I'm like, I'm not clicking on it, because then all of a sudden it's like,
it's gonna be all over your For You page thing.
Like, no.
Yeah, it's very weird, and it's like, it makes me mad, because I'm like, I have no control over what I'm seeing. And then, God forbid you like one video about something silly, then it's like your whole page.
That's it.
So it's hard, but it's just our world now. And a lot of business owners, old school business owners, like, you know, I don't need social media. You do need social media.
Yes.
You absolutely need social media.
100%. I always tell people, they're like, oh, like, I've been in business for over 25 years. Like, I have my, you know, I have my people, or I have referrals. Like, I don't need to be on there. And I'm like, well, if you want to continue growing and, you know, pass this business down to your family, because eventually you're going to retire, it would be great. You can leave this to your kids or something. You need to be on social media though. Like,
absolutely.
I mean, like, me personally, like, all right, like say I was coming in this area when I was coming over here. It's like, let me look up coffee places near here that I went on Instagram.
Right, exactly. You find a TikTok or a video that shows.
I'm like, let me see what's in that area, you know, like, or even if I look them up on Google, now I'm going to your Instagram page. I want to see what you got.
Want to see what's going on. Yeah, exactly. You want to see like the behind the scenes and what's going on there, you know.
Like you have, and I mean, like, even if you're not ready to hire somebody to handle your social media, you still want to be on there. It's free to sign up and be on social media. It's free eyes on your business.
It's free marketing, which like it doesn't get better than that as a business owner. Because
and then when you're ready, you can always pay somebody to take over. You know, you can't be bothered with it. There's people out there who do that.
Like the higher you climb the ladder, there's going to be things where you start realizing like, okay, I need someone to delegate this to because it's too much for me. And you know, the bigger your business gets and the more money coming in, stuff like that, you're able to delegate things like that. Like I just started a business consulting course, and the CEO is like, yeah, I don't even do my own laundry anymore. Like, she pays someone to do her laundry just because it saves her time. You know, so it's like the same thing. Like, you can pay someone to do your social media so it saves you time.
And the thing is like, so to her, that lady that's getting her laundry done, to her, that's valuable. Because that's saving her time. And that time, she's using that in her business. So to her, that's valuable.
It is valuable.
So you will find, like, you know, sometimes I get people that reach out and they're interested, but they're not ready, or they're like, I don't, you know, they're not seeing the value yet. But when people know the value of you and your business, they're like, done. Like, where do I sign? I need this. Like, take it off my plate, please.
It's a lifesaver for some people, and that's like a big thing that I've learned lately is like, time is super valuable, and like convenience. Like, and when your business gets bigger and you have the more money coming in, you can start deciding what helps me, like what's a convenience that'll help me free up my time to do other things. Like, time is the most valuable thing. And like, of course, we still, in a way, we trade time for money, but it's different than like working a 9 to 5 and like trading time for money in that way, where you have to do it at a certain time of day, you have really strict deadlines, you're in a really high stress place. Like, working from home is a game changer. I also feel like, you know, it has its ups and downs, you know. Sometimes, I'm sure, especially with kids, sometimes it's hard to get stuff done.
It's impossible.
I'm sure that's hard. But even just like being in your own home, you know, sometimes you're a little too comfortable in your bed, or you get some distractions. So it has its ups and downs. But I'm learning, like, that's been like a big theme lately, is just like time and convenience. Like, what can I do to free up time to make things more convenient? Even like getting groceries delivered, or like, it's the little things. Like, it adds up. The little things like take so much time. Like, to go do a big grocery trip can take like 2 hours of your day away. Like, and there's only so many hours in a day. Like, there's plenty of time, but there's also not. It goes by really fast. So it's wild. All right. What's a key moment or event that you feel defines your journey in life?
A key moment. You know what? I would say probably when I moved out on my own. I was young. My birthday's in November, so I was like always the youngest in my class, you know, so I was 17 when I graduated, and when I graduated I moved out, and I would say that was definitely a big change.
It's a big thing.
Because like, you know, I really realized what it was like living like on your own and being responsible for yourself, you know, like
it's a lot harder than you would expect.
Like I had like zero help. I was going to college. I was working 2 jobs. Like, I've always just had that like hustler mentality. And I really hope, like, because it's almost a battle I have with myself now with my kids, even though they're still young. Like, I feel like not that I spoil them, but like, you know, I want them to have things and have experiences that I didn't get to have a chance to. But I still want them to like work and like have that hustler mentality, you know. And I feel like I wouldn't have that if I didn't get put in certain situations. You know, like I had no choice but to work 2 jobs. And
It's kind of like school, it's the struggle that like puts you in those places. But Yeah, I feel like that's something our generations, like, as it goes on, it's kind of losing that, like, hustler, like,
Yes.
the grit and determination is not
Yes.
there anymore.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's the phones or
I
don't
don't
know
know
what
what
it
it
is.
is. Yeah. But you're a rare breed because
Yeah.
you know, you're a hustler, you're an
A lot
entrepreneur.
of, yeah, I'm, like, slowly
There's
realizing
not a lot like
a lot of people my age are not willing,
No.
they're not like that, they're not willing to do it, and
they don't have that work ethic, that
Yeah.
drive, you know.
yeah. Maybe it's also finding the right thing, because for me,
that
I'm
too.
like, I'm not willing to go, like, hustle and work, like, 2 jobs that I hate, but I am willing to do it when it comes to, like, my business, you know, so I
Of
think
course.
it
Yeah.
could also be the willingness of, like, what they want to do, too, and, like, finding the right thing, but,
Right.
yeah.
But you know what? Like when I was 17, I didn't want to work at a chicken place,
Yeah.
but I had to pay the bills.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
You
Like I
gotta do
had
what
to
you
pay
gotta
my
do,
rent, so
yeah.
I'm like, I gotta do what I gotta do.
Whatever you gotta do, yeah.
Until you know, you gotta do what you gotta do until you get to where you want to be.
Exactly.
You know, like you keep, you know, trial and error. You know,
Yeah.
try a different type of job, or
Exactly,
you know.
yeah. Yeah, and that's, like, I've been responsible for myself since I was 18, too, so, like, moving out and, you know,
Mhm.
like, feeding yourself and paying the bills, and you realize you're like, sometimes parents make it seem really easy,
Right.
and you're like, how is my mom and dad, like, doing this?
And which is like, you know, that's them not wanting you to see the stress. They're not letting you know, like, you know.
Yeah, and then you grow up and you're like, wow, it's really hard.
Yeah, like mom was holding it down.
It gives you a new appreciation for your parents, that's
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Because when you do it on your own, you're like, wow, like, I didn't even know she was stressed out, but she must have been, because it's really hard. So yeah, and it's a definitely, like, I feel like I was sort of born in the wrong era, the wrong generation, but at the same time, like, oh, well, I love vlogging, so I must be in the right time and place.
Yes. Yeah.
That's a big thing now. Like, that was, like the oldest, like, vlogger I know of is, like, 30 years old, so that's, like, new.
Yeah.
It's pretty new, you know, so it's weird to, like, see that, like, happen in, like, real time almost, so social media is definitely, like, crazy, but also really cool. And I think it's really cool that it gives so many people opportunities to have a job.
Yeah.
You know, social media managers, social media marketing, TikTok content creators. It's like, yeah, it's really cool, and
I love watching like all the influencers.
Yeah.
I mean, I get like a lot of great clothes, stuff for my kids, like all the, like, you know, I mean, I don't know how these people keep on top of it, but
I don't know either, but yeah.
Kudos to them.
You can get a lot of good information on social media
100%.
as long as you're, like, careful with what you're consuming, obviously.
Right.
Yeah, but there's a lot of good, like, tips on there. Like, you can go on YouTube and search up a video of, like, how to build a balloon arch or how to learn how to play guitar, and it's right there for you,
or
for
even,
free.
Like, my husband always uses YouTube. Like, we had an issue with our dishwasher, and right on there,
it's right there.
Same exact model, everything.
Yeah.
You watched video, boom, was able to fix it.
It's all right there. And people, I feel like people are surprised sometimes with me, like, oh, you don't know how to do, like, this or that, like, on your phone or on your computer. And I'm like, no, like, even though it's, like, my generation, it's new to me too.
Right.
You know, like the saying that it's everyone's first time living. It's like, I mean, like, yeah, it's still, like, yes, it's our generation to have a phone, but, like, they keep coming out with new things. It's new to us too. Like, I'm not good with technology, which surprises people. But I'm really not. It's hard to figure out. There's so many buttons and so many settings, and it took me forever how to learn how to use this camera. Like, the only thing for the first, like, 6 months, the only thing I knew how to do was turn it on. And I was like, all right, cool, it's on. And the SD card's in it. That's cool. We're recording. But technology, it's hard to learn.
Yeah.
It's a learning curve. Everything in life is a learning curve for sure. But yeah, social media is crazy, so props to you for doing what you do for a job, because, like,
thank you.
I wouldn't want to do that. It takes a special person, because it's a lot. It's crazy to...
Yeah, it's time consuming.
Yes, editing, like, I can only imagine, like, editing takes, like, forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, is there a certain amount of clients that you're willing to take on at once, just to...
Yes, there is, and I'm almost at my capacity at this point, because, you know, I can only do so much, and I also want to be able to give each one, like, that, you know, that attention.
You want to produce quality content.
Yeah, I don't want to just keep taking on people and then not be able to handle it, you know? So yeah, there is definitely a cap. I'm not sure what it is yet, but I think I'm getting to there.
How many people do you have right now?
So right now I have about 9.
Okay, which is, like I said too, with running your business and your own social media, it's already, you know, like, so many accounts, I can only imagine. imagine.
Yeah, and then in between like the full management, I'll
Yeah.
do like strategy sessions
Right.
or like audits or
Right.
even like event content creation,
Yeah.
like how we did Favorite
Yes,
Day,
yeah.
like things like
Yeah,
that.
that's good too. You can
Yeah.
like you have a little bit of wiggle room to take on like
Yeah.
little projects.
Which I love to do those too, you know, they're fun. I like to be a part of
Yeah.
like people's special day,
Exactly.
like catch those
Yeah.
moments and stuff.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Like every event, every big event, there's a content creator there now, which is so crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you know, of course you go to a wedding, you expect a
Mhm.
photographer,
Oh yeah.
a video, and now there's like content creators walking around.
Yes.
And it's really cool to see.
I'm so jealous because I wish I
Yeah.
would have had one for my
Oh
wedding.
my god.
I'm like,
yeah.
dang, I wish I could have got
Yeah.
one. I mean,
Yeah, because it's
it wasn't a thing yet. I
Yeah,
mean, just
it
this
really
past few
wasn't.
years.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Because
It's
we were
blown
supposed to
up.
get married 2020,
Oh, okay. COVID, yeah.
so we got married 2021.
Wow.
But yeah.
Yeah, COVID changed a lot, but yeah, the times stay changing pretty much.
And they will keep on.
And they're gonna keep changing.
Yeah.
It's almost kind of scary. I think we're on the brink of technology with AI, where it's getting to the point where it's like a little scary.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, we need to like tone it back, have some like regulations on this stuff, because it's like the one thing that really worries me about the AI is it taking away jobs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, it's scary.
Like you can like go on TikTok now and they have like an AI feature where you can like type in what you're talking about and it gives you a script, and I'm like,
yeah.
oh my god, like this is gonna take, and even like AI influencers that are making ads, I'm like, this is so concerning because
crazy.
This could get to the point where it takes away jobs from real people,
Yeah.
and that's concerning.
It's scary.
But on the other end of that, TikTok also gives the opportunity to a lot of people for jobs.
Yeah, especially compared to Instagram.
Oh my god, yeah. Instagram pays like no one from what I've heard.
Yeah.
But TikTok is like where it's at. TikTok and like maybe if you get big on YouTube. But TikTok is which another thing too with like the talk of the TikTok ban.
Oh my gosh, that was horrible.
That was really scary when we lost TikTok for a whole 12 hours.
I'm glad I didn't delete it. Like some of my friends deleted it. They were so upset.
They thought it was gone.
They couldn't
and they couldn't get it back for like a while. Yeah, that was definitely a really weird, like the day before everyone was so stressed out and freaking out, and then it disappeared for like 12 hours and we were all so sad and so stressed out, and then it came back and everybody's stories had like the screenshot of the messages, and I was like, oh my god. And
CapCut too. I was
stressing.
I was like, wait, I didn't know this was a part. I didn't know they were.
I did not know this was gonna go too. Because that's a huge time saver on content. Like if you have to edit everything like by yourself, no templates, nothing like that, it takes forever. Literally forever.
And even like I like editing on CapCut like from scratch too. Yeah. Still takes a while, but like I don't know, I just feel like it's very user friendly. It's easier to learn compared to like Adobe Premiere.
Yeah, there's a couple of programs that are really hard to learn.
Even
like me with my YouTube, I'm still using iMovie. Everyone's like, you could try that. I'm like, no. This is good.
Stick with what you know.
Very user friendly. Don't need anything crazy or fancy yet. You know, maybe when I get an editor and they're really good at what they do, sure, use whatever you want. But that's another thing too, is I'm very stubborn, and I'm like, I want to do it myself, so I know it's right. I know it's the way I like it. I know it's exactly what I want. Or like letting people edit like my long form videos. I'm like, oh my god, like that's so weird that someone else is watching that before me. But I guess at some point, you know, you gotta get over it, because if you're gonna get bigger, it's just like you gotta have a team. You need the help. All right, last question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
So in 5 years, I see myself having employees under me.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Yeah, that's definitely the goal. So I can take on even more clients and have help, and really, you know, grow. Even I would really love to have like a little space.
Yeah, like a content studio.
Yeah, like a content studio. Yeah, so I see myself in 5 years definitely with my business has grown, some employees, and then them helping me out so I can even have more time with my family.
Exactly, yeah.
And just keep building and growing, you know?
It goes back to the whole thing of freeing up the time.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And being able to delegate. to other people. So
Yes, that's
it's
a big
not so
thing.
much on my plate. I can take more on my plate, but I have a team to help me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, some days I'm like, wow, I need a personal assistant to like.
Yeah, because you have a lot of different things going on.
I do, yeah,
So.
and it's hard, but it's definitely, it's fun. But like
Yeah.
even today, I'm like, I'm putting on a whole production.
Yeah.
You know, like by myself. I filmed 3 episodes, and I gotta go home and edit them. It's a lot. It's a lot of work, but hopefully, hopefully someday worth it.
It will be.
And definitely a lot of fun. Like I love interviewing other people that have businesses, just because every business is so different.
Yeah.
And even if it's like 2 content creators or 2 entrepreneurs or 2 massage therapists, like everyone's so different from each other, and everyone runs their business so different. Which is like, like other people might be an event planner or a social media manager, but no one does it the same as you.
Yes.
Which is awesome.
And I always say, like, they're like community, right?
Yes.
Like, I will never gatekeep. I'll always like include everybody. Like I don't. Like I'm not. Like, oh, you're a social media manager? Like, no, I don't care. There's enough business to go around for everybody. There is millions of businesses just in Long Island alone, you know?
Yes,
I can't do it all by myself.
So much competition.
I'd love to have, like, a community, you know? Like, I have plenty of social media managers that I connect with and I network with and, have somebody to complain with,
It's good. It's
you
like
know?
if you can't take something on, you can tell someone like,
Yes.
I can't, but I know this person, which goes back to the networking thing. I met Lisa Marie. We met at a networking event, which is like all these people that I'm collaborating with now. It's mostly people that I've met at these events. And I'm like, wow, like I never realized how important that would be to go to those events.
It really is.
So I'm really glad that I started going to them, and there is so many, literally no matter where you live, because like I've been like back and forth from here in Jersey, and I'm trying to like meet people there too, and no matter where you live, like go on Facebook, look up like networking group or a girls night or whatever, and you'll probably find something.
100%.
And it's really important to get out there and network, even though it's like sometimes scary. It could be big groups, it could be small groups. They're all very different events, but they're all very worth it. They're all very worth the time, and like some of them, like I drive 45 minutes, an hour or two. Like last night, I drove like 45 minutes, but it was my friend started her own networking thing, so I was like, of course I'll be there. I'm definitely gonna go to the next one. Yeah, it was a great event, so I'm really, really proud of her, but also like glad that I found a new event, because like sometimes you go to the same ones, it's the same people.
Yes, you want to meet new people.
You want to meet new people and branch out and things like that. So definitely, if you're a business owner, get to those networking events. I promise you, it's going to be well worth it. Yes. It leads to a lot of just connection and collaborations and stuff that you like wouldn't imagine. So get out there and do it, even though sometimes you don't want to. Yes. Sometimes I'm like, I have no social battery. It's nerve-wracking to talk to a bunch of new people. Why did I sign up for this? But I'm gonna go. Exactly. You never regret it. You never regret it. Once you get there, you're happy you're there, and you're like, you know what, this isn't so bad. Yeah, get to socialize. Yeah, it's not so bad. I promise. It's not so scary. Yes. All right. And where can the viewers find you?
So you can find me on Instagram. My handle is @RosarioMediaSolutions. Also on TikTok, but that's kind of my personal account. But you can still follow me on there too. I don't even know my name is on TikTok.
I'll put all the links.
But she will link it, okay? And yeah, so follow me on Instagram.
Alright, and as usual, you guys know where to find me. I will have all of Lisa Marie's links in the description down below, as well as all my links, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!